All right, this should feel a little bit better. It'll settle down in a couple, and we'll be good to go. So, we are starting ourselves off with somebody brand new. And so we got to walk this person into the game just a little bit. So, first things first, let's give greetings to Abby for joining
Hello.
us. Hello, Abby.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Hello. So, very quickly, Abby rolled in a character. Like, super quickly. Super quickly. So, there's a couple of pieces of information. Actually, I have to do one minor correction on one thing I sent to you yesterday, Dottie, and I'll send it to you in the
Okay.
Discord again. But I got one of one of the things mixed up, and I wanted to try and fix that before you dive too far into things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll send that to you in the chat. But in the meantime, Dottie, you are in Witchlight Carnival. Now, you didn't arrive with really anybody. You heard that this Witchlight Carnival was the air seemed to your maybe memory or something like that, and as a result, you ended up going. When you arrived at the ticket booth, there was already a ticket there set aside for you, and the goblin that operates the ticket booth just provided it to you. When you asked, he said you're another one that Eliwick ended up saving a ticket for, and so you'll have to. You decided that you might want to go and find this Eliwick person. However, everybody was already going to the big top. And so you decided to join them to the big top. You walk past the Calliope that's providing some pretty decent tunes, which I should probably pull up here real quick. The Witchlight music that I've got. And as you went into the big top, you enjoyed the spectacular that they had there. A couple of things about what happened at the big top. At the end of the show, the main ringmaster, who you learned to be Mr. Light, invited people to come and perform at the end of their show, and 3 people. And you might actually be one of those performers. As soon as you saw the little kid, you decided, nah, I'll let him have the glory. And he did. He got quite a bit of glory. He sang beautifully. And then there was another person who came up to try a feat of strength against the bugbear bodyguard like person that was there, and was unsuccessful. But they had fun trying with the performance anyway, because they did pretty well.
Gotcha.
And then there was this live-looking elf that said that they could play flute, and they played the flute, frankly, horribly.
That's amazing.
Technically speaking, they could play.
So, because the flute, technically speaking, they could play. Just that the level of quality wasn't there. That's all.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's how the big top ended, and you decided, okay, well, you're going to go find this Eliwick character, and you went through a little bit of investigation, discovered that they were at the Feasting Orchard, where they were playing their lute, and sat down with them for a little bit, and had a small conversation with them, jam before you decided to, but before they said, well, you should find your friends.
That'd be interesting if I had
At which
any.
point, you would have probably inquired and said, what do you mean by friends? I'm here alone. She would have said, oh, you will, don't worry. But keep your eye out. There's one cloak. There's there's an elf. There is a robot, which seems kind of confusing. And there is a very shiny emeraldy dragonborn.
That's interesting. Thank you very much.
And from that point in time, where would you want to go in the Witchlight Carnival?
Dottie Dottie's on a mission, but she would get pretty easily distracted by just about anything. So if there's like any music or a place she can show off her loot skills, yeah, that's about where she would go.
All right. Well, and that was where the feasting orchard would have been, and so your next bit would be to see if you could figure out any of the other fun stuff that you could do around here. But seeing as you said you might be slightly distracted, that will provide us with a really great way of introducing you in just a few moments. So,
Yep, just about anything.
Scrags, Shimo, and Elred. Where we left off, you had a bit of an adventure at the Dragonfly Rides. And this little adventure at the Dragonfly Rides ended up leading you towards a character that you've been looking for pretty close to since you got here. A somewhat mischievous individual who you captured by way of clever use of Invoke Duplicity. And now had a Witchlight hand, somebody who works at the carnival, join you as you pull this coup aside. This question that came up. Actually, before we do that, I will point out a little bit here that you is not here yet. You is, well, you'd have to actually try to look to see if you figure out where that robot went. But the three of you guys have now pulled this Kenku to the side, and we're about to do some questioning. The Witchlight hand says, "Why do you sound like Candlefoot?" And that's where we leave off. What do you guys do?
So I'm still holding on to child/Candlefoot, correct?
Not Candlefoot. This person was...
Sounds
I keep
like
freezing. That's
Candlefoot.
marvelous. Thanks, Dak. I'll figure that out.
You do sound a little bit
Yeah, it
lagged for
wasn't
us
so much
as
that this
well.
person was named Candlefoot. Okay, I will see what I can do about solving that as we go along here. I have some ideas as to why that might be. Just bear with me as I try to solve a couple of things. Okay.
So out.
Oh yeah,
So
I do look
out
really
of
ugly as a
universe,
bag.
I kind of know why this is in universe. Would I know anything about like the Kenku and their particular abilities?
Oh, mimicry.
Regular abilities?
No, I said Kenku and their specific abilities because out of character, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I don't want to.
Oh. With the Kenku, you roll a history check, actually. Let's do that. And I am going to try and kill some other things here so that I can have a little bit better connection.
What kind of? I
just bear with
swear
me
people
here.
are cutting out right before they actually, right after when they actually say what kind of check.
It is a history check.
History. Okay. Am I good at that? No, I'm not.
Ooh,
Yeah, no.
not
no,
a
I'm
good
not.
first roll of the game.
I have not met a Kenku.
Yeah, this internet is being super...
If I have, I don't remember.
Your answer then is Kenku.
Cool.
And I'm trying to close some things here. Oh my goodness. Wow, computer, you are being unfriendly, so I have to close my Discord for a little bit, so just bear with me, guys. If you need to send me messages, you have to send me in the GM chat, I guess. Or like in the whisper me in the Roll20, I guess. Yeah, there we go, okay. There! That should be at least a little bit better. There we go, okay, cool. So, yeah, that wonderful roll. that is not a way to start with by figuring out whether or not you know Kenku. So you don't really know much about
Yeah.
this at all.
In which case, yeah, I'm just gonna let
Okay,
them
so
continue to like question him about it.
I think you are still lagged.
all right. Okay. I am still suited. What is on? Okay, I'm gonna try different. Let's do this. Let's try that. I'll get this. I will. I promise you, I will get this, and then we won't have to worry about this anymore.
Does anyone know where my token is?
All right.
Oh, it's under you
Oh,
guys.
and I don't want to be on that one. I want to be on
That's
this
a
one.
really good question.
Your token is hiding. Yeah, it's under. You guys are all kind of in this little thicket, if you will, a couple of trees that are off onto the side. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so hopefully that's actually a bit better. Sure looks like it's a little bit better anyway. So the Witchlight hand says, "Why do you sound like Candlefoot?" And the Kenku responds back, "I don't know what you mean."
Who's Candlefoot?
The Witchlight hand is looking at the Kenku very intently, and just kind of responds to you without actually acknowledging your presence, much as Candlefoots are mime. If you've been to the Hall of Illusions, you've seen them.
Oh, we didn't know he talked.
And
Mm,
and he says, "Oh, he hasn't for a while," and he's looking very intently at the Kenku. Kenku's like,
oh. Has Candlefoot's voice or ability to speak been taken?
that would explain a lot.
Oh.
The Kenku is now actually kind of starting to act a little indignant. I resent that. And it sounds like a completely different voice. Sounds like like a very well-to-do lady, if you will. But the Kenku also looks to you. I mean, he's grappled by you guys right now, but he's looking particularly at Scrags the entire time. That's who he's paying attention to.
Scrags is going to look at him with awe. Like, nice. You turned someone into a mime. This is most excellent. A very tricksy character. If that gives anything away.
Dottie, can I get you to roll for me a perception check, please?
Absolutely.
Let's see how we do.
Oh,
We're gonna
bad
get
at this.
Dottie's
This is
first
gonna be
roll
fun.
in game. Oh, that's not bad. So then you kind of fall into the same category as a number of the other people that were
To
in this
10?
area. So that's very much a lot of the other carnival goers all kind of responded to a little bit of a hullabaloo that just happened in this pathway as you were working your way to wherever your mind decided to take you. And it's for a moment there you saw a child that suddenly wasn't a child anymore and had feathers, and then was grasped by two others, screamed out for help, and then a Witchlight hand came in. So you saw this commotion happening just about 40 feet in front of you. But now that there's a Witchlight hand there, how you respond to that? Most of the other carnival goers like, they got it covered, and they carry on with their very joyful day.
I think Dottie would stick around just to make sure everything's okay, just because she doesn't really understand what's exactly going on with the child.
For sure. And so you see this child is no longer much of a child, but is now a feathery creature and is being questioned by 4 other people. What do you guys? Anything else that any of you guys are asking of the Kenku?
Yeah,
or
I'll walk up to
ta-
them and just
looking for?
say,
I
"Hey,
think there's some.
what's going on here?"
You guys go ahead and describe yourself, Dottie.
Real quick, I think there's some significant lag on Wendy J's side and on Dottie's side.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
brutal. Still, I
Dottie
thought I had it
is
fixed.
a 3 foot tall halfling, and she's a little bit disheveled. So, she has neon pink hair, and it's not at all natural. It's from a mishap spell gone wrong. But yeah, she's really tiny, really short, and wears light blue robes.
All right, so apparently we're having some serious lag issues here today. So sorry, guys, about that. But I think maybe what I might need to do is,
And since
actually,
she doesn't know
according
what's
to
going
my
on,
screen
she's
here,
just
I'm
gonna say,
coming
"Are you picking on this little bird fellow?"
So Abby, if you can hear me, I think what I'm going to ask you to do is ask you to reconnect because you are super lagged compared to everybody else. We'll see if we can
Oh.
get that solved. I'll try and send you a message on that too.
That's weird. The lag wasn't there for me.
The lag isn't there for Elred,
Or,
perhaps, but there, yeah, I got a
I'll
lot
say,
of
yeah, I
echo
didn't see lagging,
from
but
Abby.
yeah, I mean, if you
Unfortunately.
guys
Oh,
are,
is that
then
me?
I
Yeah.
definitely see
So-
Dottie lagging.
Okay, we'll try that.
Absolutely,
We'll get
yeah, let
Dottie
me
to
try
try and
something.
reconnect.
Yep.
In meantime, Shima, what were you gonna do?
Okay,
One
yes.
second, I'll be right back.
After hearing what they were saying between us, I want to say to the Kenku, what gives you such an ability to steal voices, mimic them, create them?
I'm gonna get you to roll a quick insight check, if you will, please.
Okay. 21.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So as soon as you say steal them, you immediately clock that it takes its feathery hand and it kind of grasps inside its pocket just a little bit and just trying to as if trying to protect something and then looks and says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Seeing seeing him guarding something, I wouldn't go by my normal kindness to most people. I'm gonna slip in and grab it.
All right.
don't
Then
like that phrasing.
let's go with this is definitely something that is not you're not trying to be sneaky about. You're just trying to be fast about, right?
Yes.
Then let's make this a just straight dexterity check.
Oof.
Oof. All right. So you go to reach in, and he grabs himself very carefully, still kind of being held. So you would have done this with advantage, and so it's a good thing we had the double roll. You are able to grasp the wrist of the creature and yank it out instead of actually grabbing whatever it was reaching for. But in its hand, revealed is a doll that he takes out. And the doll has a very light resemblance to a mime that you met previously.
Ooh. I'm really
Oh.
liking this Kenku. I'm really enjoying him.
Can I hold the Kenku's hand up and say he's grasping some kind of doll? Looks like the mime.
And you can. And so now, Adati, now that you're back, looks to me like it might be okay for you, which is good.
No.
What you just saw was the elf just asked about what gives you the ability to steal a voice, and he went and grasped a doll, and now we've got this doll revealed that this Kenku had.
She's completely frozen for me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're frizzed.
Can you still hear me? It says my audio
Oh yeah.
is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Your
Yeah,
audio's
cool.
fine.
Yeah, audio is great. So if you want, we can just go without the camera for now, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I will do. There we go. Got it. So the As you, Kenku brings out this doll, and it's now actually somebody had detect magic up for a while there. That will have been gone by now.
That
So I
was
guess
me,
I can't say
but
anything
yeah, I
about
would have
that.
been gone.
Right. And so this doll is very much made out of just like a bunch of corn husk, and has something tied around its neck.
Hmm.
Well, I
Like a
say we break
noose?
it.
No, just no. It's just it's not really a noose. It's just this stem that has been it's got thorns on this stem that's just been kind of wrapped around the doll's neck, and that's it.
So it's almost as if the throat's being cut, as in being it's being cut off.
That would be a reasonable assumption.
Scrags, can this Kenku join the party? He's okay.
So-
Scrags really likes his Kenku. I will.
Ah,
I will attempt to. What can I do? I will. Spells.
you still have friends cast on this creature. Oh, no, actually, you
charm
grappled them, so you
person
won't have
down,
friends cast
yeah.
on this creature anymore. Yeah.
Do I have any idea what kind of magic this could be?
God, I can do detect magic again, but I don't want to use that spell slot.
Well,
You'd
no, I'm
have
just
to
wondering.
do an Arcana check.
Okay, can I do an Arcana check? I'm just interested to see because maybe I might have an idea. Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Or
you
a
could
religion
take it
check.
out
Actually,
of-
you could do either Arcana or religion.
Uh,
Although that Arcana is pretty okay.
okay.
Yeah, so you have definitely heard of curses where dolls were involved in the as if it was like the conduit for the curse, and once the curse the way the curse was applied to an artifact like a doll was removed, the curse would be lifted. You have heard of these things before.
Now, would I know if this sort of stuff with the wrapped around the neck would that be? That wouldn't be charmed, frightened, possessed in any shape or form. No. Okay. All right. That's that.
Not
out.
really, no.
So, is this like a break the thing situation?
You
Like
asking that
that's
in character?
Elred asking the party. Sorry, yes, that's
Okay.
Elred asking us the
okay.
party, because that's like his go-to solution to stuff is just break it.
Well, I've got his hand here. If you want to break it, you can grab it.
You want to break his
Is
hands?
Sheba referring to the hand or the doll?
The doll,
Okay.
the doll.
Okay. See, it really sounded like Sheba was just implying, like, yeah, shatter this guy's hand.
I think Shibo is good fellas. I'm.
No, we start with the kneecaps, then we go up.
Oh, Wendy, question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Who in the group looks the most normal to Dottie?
That
Oh
definitely
gosh,
be Sheba.
normal?
This
That definitely be Sheba.
this coming from a
Well,
pink
okay,
haired.
wait. In terms of clothing, Elred. Elred wears
That's a great point.
mostly like standard like sailors. Like he's got some metal bits underneath, but it's mostly like leather clothes and stuff.
Okay.
I'm
But in
just
terms of like appearance, definitely Shimo.
yeah, I'm just a
Elred
standard
is
looking elf
giant,
in monk
shiny,
robes.
green. He sticks out like a sore thumb anywhere.
That's amazing. In that case, I'll probably cast message to Shimo and just say, what's going on here exactly?
Can I discern like where that's coming from? Can I look around?
You can do a perception or insight check to do so.
11.
11. So, you're not necessarily certain exactly where that voice is coming from, but you get the sense that they obviously can see you.
Huh? Who? What? Reveal yourself.
And then I'll just step up and wave, hey, It's me.
Oh.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk in people's heads before I ask. That's something I'm working on.
Well,
Elric
I'm
kind of looks down. Because that's
I'm-
definitely something he does without asking.
I'm
So
still
so to be
struggling
clear,
here.
So to be clear, you have Elred, who is a very shiny, crystalline, emeraldy type dragonborn, who is the most normally dressed. Shimo, who is an elf, and Shimo, what do you look like? Let's go through that real quick.
I am a 5-foot tall wood elf with a Fu Manchu mustache coming down with a completely bald head and monk robes.
Okay.
And then Scrags, what do you look like?
You just see a cloak and a hood. You don't actually see anything else. Maybe some little red gleaming eyes and a green claw emanating from where you assume the arms are emanating from. That's it.
All right.
He's a
So,
redacted.
You now.
and-
Well,
Also-
Dottie won't know what you are completely yet, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fun side note: Elred is like twice your height.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Well,
Only
hang on. How
twice?
tall is Dottie again?
3 foot.
3 foot. Yeah. Okay. So just
3
you
foot.
look
Yeah.
up. So Shimo currently has this feathery arm grasped and the doll in it. What are you guys doing?
Okay, I'm going to say I'm kind of struggling with something here. Not really in the mood to chit chat.
I'm gonna snatch it out of the dude's hand. Yeah. Like at the
Alright.
very least, then he
And so you
doesn't
see this
have it.
corner. Yeah. So you can now let go if you wanted to, knowing that the doll has been taken. The Witchlight hand comes over to Elred to inspect the doll beside you.
Yeah, I'll let him. I don't know any of this magic shit, so.
Just gonna
I don't
rip
know
it to
any of this
pieces.
magic shit. The Witchlight. Yeah. The Witchlight hand says, I don't understand any of this magic shit. Let's. Seems to me that you have some answering to do. You guys be willing to bring him over to the staff area?
Absolutely.
Excuse me. He puts up the feathery arm. I'm a sheep. I can't tell under all those feathers.
I'm gonna hike the Kenku up on like over my shoulder, still holding them like as tightly as I can, and like, all right, let's go.
I demand to be let down. And it sounds this time like very indignant man voice.
So he's using, sorry, she's. He kind of looks at the Kenku, using other voices. Should we look for other dolls?
The Witchlight hand pauses you guys before you guys walk away. That's a good point. Can you hold him down?
Or kind of nods.
No.
I'm gonna
Okay, so
hike them down and like pin them to the ground so everyone can come search her.
I'll cast
Yeah,
guidance.
you're guys-
You
and you guys aren't gonna have any problems with doing that. There's 5 of you holding this thing down. And you do a quick search. So I'm gonna get somebody to roll an investigation check.
Someone else.
Oh, yeah, and
I think I still have a -1 to those.
I
okay,
investigate at a quality of 1.
That's still better than me.
I can try investigating, but it's
Also, I feel like Elred's doing the bulk of the like holding, just pinning them down.
all right.
And
I'll
as
try
it's
and-
fighting, go ahead, go for it. But as
Alright,
it's
I'm gonna-
combating you, it's defaulting to this voice that the Witchlight hand says, "That's so weird to hear Candlefoot coming out of you." And
11.
And can I help
The guy's
Scrags
nice.
look through them?
sure, go ahead and roll one more time to get the
I
advantage
did
off
just
of it.
realize it feels extremely like this must be extremely weird from Dottie's perspective because we have explained nothing. We've just
Yeah, Dottie's freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, so you've got this Kenku on the ground. The Witchlight hand is just kind of watching over it. But he's definitely thrown off by the calls from this Kenku sounding like Candlefoot. So with a 16, you're able to find. Actually, hang on, I gotta find that real quick. I forget how it's described.
Well, while you're finding that, can I say to Dottie,
Here it is.
and now that I'm not the one completely restraining the Kenku, well, we've caught this scoundrel scoundreling about in the area,
I'm
and
joking about.
we've restrained them from such activities.
Huh. I didn't know scoundreling was interesting. Well, I suppose it's nice to
It's
meet you. My name's Dottie.
I'm gonna hold my hand out to handshake, and I am Shimo Evabin, but you can call me Shimo.
Nice to meet you. And I have to like reach up to shake everybody's hand.
Elred just kind of nods because he's got both arms. Like he's got the Kenku in like a full Nelson.
Okay.
He just kind of nods. Elred.
The weird legs are just kind of out like this from the full Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Scrags, with that now improved investigation check, you are able to come across a strange angular token of sorts. And you pull it out, and immediately you recognize the symbol on it. It matches your white coin. But it's not, it's like just a plain old wooden coin.
A wooden. Did I take it out and show it to everyone, or am I palming it?
That's up to you. That's up to you.
Let me see here. Let's see if... Yeah, okay.
Well, I would definitely say to you while searching them, have you found anything?
No, nothing. Nothing. Oh, nothing.
Blast.
Yeah, she must be hiding it somewhere else. Let's check all the nooks and crannies. Obviously not me. I'm not checking nothing.
Nope. We're just not getting
right.
involved in that.
So,
Pink
I
hair,
need to roll
you want to have
something
a
here,
go?
too.
Come on, Pink hair, have a go.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Well, it's better than me
And
having a go.
the silky gentleman's voice that comes from this Kenku is still off-putting to the Witchlight hand. It's just, and it looks towards Scrags. I don't want you, but just put me down. I'll talk.
Elred kind of like drops some. If you try to run, it will hurt.
Like this hasn't already. Fine. I'll just.
No, it hasn't.
And he looks up to, and he's like, okay, intimidation check.
God damn it! God damn it!
Yeah,
Just
no,
yeah,
he's like,
I could take him.
pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna do this real quick too, see what happens. Anyway, the wrong thing.
We push our luck with our rolls.
We do.
So he looks to you and says, this Kenku, she looks to the Witchlight hand and says, "Yes, I have Candlefoot's voice. I can give it back if you let me go."
Why did you steal Candlefoot's voice?
He kind of turns to you and says, just kind of scrutinizes you for a moment, says, "I have Candlefoot's voice, and I did the thing to the dragonfly.
Why?
I would be willing to talk to you, not him," and he points to the Witchlight hand. "I'd be willing to talk to you and not here."
Miss Hand, have you gotten all that you need from them, or do you need further from the Kenku?
I would rather you escort the Kenku to the staff area so we can resolve this once and for all.
I'm not in the business of releasing such people. I believe we should follow the hand.
Have
I think. Elred. He kind of like briefly looks over to Dottie and whispers, just because she brought it up. Like, is it okay if I speak in your mind?
In my
sure,
mind?
I suppose.
He can and he's going to say out loud, I think we can take him over to the tent, and then like in kind of everyone but the Witchlight Hand's mind, and the Kenku, he's kind of say, so once we're away from the hand, I think we should pull them aside for a bit.
And just as a quick point of clarification for Story, just as a reminder, last time in your session when you were at the staff area, you met the bugbear who had asked you guys to see what you could do about finding out more about what's going on with the carnival, because Mr. Witch and Mr. Light weren't very forthcoming to you guys, right?
Yeah.
And the bugbear feels like there's something funky going on. Burley was the bugbear's name. So this is kind of why you were even out and about trying to get what you guys decided to do was to try and get yourselves to be crowned the Witchlight monarch so that you could potentially get closer to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light again.
Okay. Well, Shima would definitely know that to bring joy, gonna have to play my flute again if I'm gonna be that monarch.
Whereabouts is the doll right now? We haven't destroyed it, I assume.
Elred has it still.
Yes.
Can I just see that for 1 second?
Gonna like kind of hesitantly hand it over.
I'll take it, and then I'll hand it over to the Witchlight Carnival hand, and I'll say, maybe you should give this back to can't speak guy, mime guy, and he can figure out what he wants to do with it, because it's not my place to do that. You know, he can decide if he wants his voice back or not. I don't know.
Free. The Kenku. I forget. Did we ever get a name for the Kenku?
You haven't asked.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I want to make sure. Didn't they mention something about being able to release the voice?
Yeah, but maybe I think it should be the guy decides if he wants his voice released or not. I don't know. He's a mime. It might kill like his career or something.
And this bird wanted to trade it for freedom. I don't think that's a deal I'm willing to make.
I thought they just meant like releasing them, like letting go. I'm not letting them like leave.
Are you saying all this as you guys are walking with the Witchlight hand, who's obviously gesturing you guys to go towards the staff area?
Yeah, I definitely want to start moving towards the staff area.
Yeah, we're moving to the staff area, I assume. We're not letting the Kenku go.
Okay.
He just doesn't want to be.
Right? Yeah, I'm I'm not restraining them anymore, but I am definitely like right next to them in case they try to run for it.
Well, then they are walking alongside you, very forlorn, very resigned to their outcome or to their situation, and they're just kind of walking in the middle of the group of you. At this point in time, you guys realize Yu's not with you yet.
That's more of Elrid's business.
Elrid, where's your toaster?
Not a toaster. That is a good question. I am not quite sure where you is.
Would you try to make your voice of when you were trying to talk to everybody else in the group? Would you have included you in that?
Probably. Yeah,
Okay.
like if, but well, 1 second. I have to be able to see it within 30 feet. So if I couldn't see them,
Oh, you wouldn't have been able to see them. No.
yeah.
I'm going
Okay.
to assume maybe the hand knows more and just say to him, "Excuse me, Mr. Hand, do you know where our metal companion might have wandered off to?"
He just kind of pauses in the step on the way over to the staff areas. Turns to you and says, "You really aren't the usual folk, are you?" No, I have no idea about metal companions aside from the metal companions we already have here.
Elred, did you see where they went?
No, though. Careful.
Can I look?
Sometimes overly so. I don't think they would have gotten into anything too dangerous.
Can I look around to see if I can spot you in the vicinity?
Well, right by this point in time, you're walking past the lost property tent or lost property wagon, and the displacer beast is right there. There's different children with him with the displacer beast this time, but you're a long ways away from where you guys would have last seen him now.
I'm gonna walk up to the displacer beast. Being lost property, someone might have turned you in, and in my mind, you still kind of property.
Property adjacent.
Okay.
I'm going to say to the displacer beast, we have a companion about yay tall, metal, sounds like an aggressive songbird that's made of metal.
And the displacer beast. Dottie, what you see is this large feline-looking creature with tentacles off of it, and the tentacles seem to be holding up butterfly wings. And he's got kids that are just climbing and roughhousing with him, and he's huge compared to you, especially, but seems very docile and just playful with these children that seem to be just regular patrons of the carnival. And Shima walks up to it and has this quick conversation. You don't expect the voice to come back, and it comes back very low rumble, saying, "I remember your robot. I will keep my eye open and ask him to stay here."
Excellent, thank you. I'll try and return at my soonest convenience to retrieve them. Thank you very much for your assistance.
And just the kid just kind of topples on top of Displacer Beast's head. Yeah, no problem. Not the ear.
I'm gonna walk back over to the group and say, are we walking through like a crowded area, or are we kind of like in the public zone?
You're actually just leaving the most crowded area. Where you were was probably more crowded. The lost property place was actually a lot more busy than it was earlier on in the night. You're walking past the Calliope right now,
Okay.
and you're almost at the staff area.
Is the Witchlight hand still with us?
Yes, he's leading the way.
God damn it.
Here, let me distract the locals so we don't, get any unwanted attention. I'm gonna kind of like give myself a little bit of distance from everyone and kind of try and distract anyone around and play a lovely tune upon mine flute.
Break that thing off in your ass.
Roll a performance check.
Flute 2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Oh man. All right. So
he sees Shimo pull out the flute and immediately like kind of leans over to Dottie. Cover your ears.
And Dottie, now that you pulls out the flute, you'll recognize. Oh yeah, this is the one that made the nonsense sounds at the Big Top Extravaganza.
Oh, it's you. That makes sense now. Here, let me help. And I'm gonna pull out my lute and see if I can provide some accompaniment to make it a little bit more bearable.
All right. Try it out. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. All right.
One of these
so-
things is not like the other.
All right, so Dottie pulls out the lute and starts playing along with, and she kind of gives a little bit of a eyebrow kind of searching for the right key signature kind of thing, and then finally finds something that kind of sort of works, and then you change key signatures again, Shimo, on her. But nonetheless, she's able to morph really quickly to whatever keys you've got, and so it actually sounds very similar in quality to the Calliope. Almost joyful, but not really completely joyful. And the I'm gonna get somebody to roll for me a perception check. Dirty 20 Live, glad to have you on the stream. Bringing people into the chat.
All right.
If you want to roll for the DM, go ahead and type that. It should work anyway. Anyway, the bot was going funny on me earlier on today. Perception. Do it up.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm going to give one more roll on that one, too. Okay, I'll use Dirty 20. I'll use that when I have to do my next roll.
It's concerning. Anyways.
So, Scrags... Actually, it would probably be Scrags. Scrags, you should do a perception check,
because
too.
they're busy playing.
All right, no problem.
Well, they're not playing flute or lute at the moment.
Oh,
Oh, dang! Oh, dang!
Scrag
You are
sees
actually the
all.
first one to realize. Okay, and now I get to use Dirty 20's roll, which is kind of great because, Scrags, as you kind of wince at Shimo's original sound, it takes about that wince, the amount of time it takes for you to wince to realize the Kenku has slipped you.
Oh,
But-
sugar.
You also, because you rolled a natural 20, which I really ought to get that up there on there for you, because you rolled a natural 20, you get to, DM cam, of course. Why? Why is the cameras? Why are the cameras? Okay, thanks, 3020. Anyway, you guys you do get a chance to see a little bit of a shadow just kind of disappear into the archway that is just directly north of you, into a place of the carnival that you've never been.
There's absolutely no chance I can cast a spell.
You could try. They're not that far away.
Ooh.
You rolled a nat 20, so you could get it pretty quick. I'm gonna see if I can solve my
Problem is
frozen
that I
camera
don't
issue
actually
while we're
have
doing
any
this.
good. I mean, that's a charm's not really going to do anything again. Do I want to
Well,
waste
you-
a spell slot?
You could charm them, get them on your side,
Yeah.
and tell them to stop.
Yeah. I'll try and do a charm person.
Cool.
Okay.
Like, you could let me know where they are.
Charm person,
Um,
what's the range on that?
Charm person 30 feet. So maybe I'm not within
Okay.
range.
You might not be, but we're gonna find out here real quick. And so
Obviously, as a what is it? Obviously, as a
jeez.
Goliath, Scrags has fantastic perceptive ability as a Goliath to
Goliath.
tell how far something is away, and he wouldn't be. He'd
I
be
also
able to tell.
love that selection because they have no abilities related to perception.
Shh. As a half-elf fairy / paragon, Scrags knows
/
how
Goliath.
far this creature is from him with his perceptive triangulation.
And if you
Oh my
do want to
goodness.
mention where they are. Shimo is extremely quick.
I will let out I will let out a Kenku scream, a mimicry scream. Where's he gone? Get him! And then as Shimo runs past, I will slap him on the bum with guidance.
All right, I'm going
Okay,
to
well.
sprint him down.
So you actually get just inside the archway, then Scrags, and very quickly you realize that the bird person, the Kenku, has stopped with running and is just kind of walking in and looks over his shoulder and just says, "Are you
Don't
coming?"
do
with
it.
his silky stolen voice.
I'm also
But
following
we
after,
have
by the way.
we have the whatchamacallit, we have the doll. Um,
You do?
don't do it. I've got your coin. I can show you mine. Don't do it.
Oh, that what? You have my coin?
Come back.
Well,
Come back.
Elric
Okay.
kind of. I thought you said you didn't find anything.
I didn't realize I had dropped it. I'm very thankful to you.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, dropped it. I
may
saw
I have
it.
it back, please?
If you make a promise.
I can promise something. If it's in my power.
You will follow the directions of me comrade here, Shimo. And you don't try to escape again. I'll give you back your coin.
That's easy enough to manage.
Well, I was going to
Puts his hand
full
out.
on I was going to full on tackle the Kenku, but hearing this conversation, I definitely would just walk up to them non-aggressively and
right.
place my hand gently on their shoulder and lead them over.
I'll
Guys, I'm gonna try and reset my camera. I'll be right back.
Okay. Technical issues out the wazoo.
Yeah, it's pretty bad tonight.
At least it's not
Yeah,
robot
talking about
this
just how
time.
wild this entire thing looks from Dottie's perspective.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Just
Yeah.
I mean, in Shimo's mind, I'm definitely thinking,
he's
Dottie's
just chatting with them.
Dottie's pretty good at the loot, but definitely my flute playing trumps Dottie.
Yeah.
After Elred 100% definitely threatening the Kenku.
I mean, this is the first time Dottie's ever met a Leonin, so she must be pretty happy.
A what?
A Leonin. A Leonin is a lion creature.
There, that should be
Oh,
better.
oh yeah.
So, as Shimo approaches and puts his hand on the Kenku's shoulder, Scrags will put out his hand, and the way you can do that trick with the coin where you can make it move up and down your knuckles. So he does that with the coin, and then he'll just flick the coin over to Shimo, who hopefully catches it. Sleight of hand check, please. All right, and it's up to you. What you want to do?
I
made a promise to
Shimo,
give back
you
the
now have
coin.
this coin.
All right. I'm gonna
It's a wooden
hold it
one.
in front of the Kenku and be like, "Are you going to play nice with us now?"
Oh, certainly. Please take care of that. It's very important to me.
Why don't you take care of it? And I hand it back to the Kenku, being a merciful friend.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Just puts it back in. You were talking about this voice. I really was just trying to get Mr. White and Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's attention. They don't let on very much, do they? And by this point in time, the Witchlight hand is now, where did you guys go? Just kind of coming back to track you guys down. Oh, we're just hanging out. Anyway, they don't really let much go, do they?
No, I noticed that too.
Well, I thought that if I did what I do best, and that is make things bizarre, then it might infuriate them enough to do something about. I feel like they know more than they're letting on with Prismir.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I think you might have just earned yourself an audience with them.
Again?
They're
That would be great.
shady.
That would be marvelous.
Okay, I'm
You
going
think
to yeah, I'm going to lead them back up to the hand and say, "Are we going to be able to speak to Mr. Witchlight about this incident?"
Well, I imagine so. That would be largely up to Burley or to Thaco. But if it was me, I would imagine you'd get a chance to speak at least to Mr. Witch.
I think Burley would be happy to help us out.
If you know Burley, then let's go. And again, starts to lead, and then he realizes he lost you that way last time. It's like, after you.
I'm gonna like quickly scooch up with the Kenku out in front of everyone, so if anything happens, everyone will see it.
And the Kenku is now actually very pleased with themselves that they're going to get an audience with Mr. Witch, and so they're just walking in front of the big top all the way over to the staff area.
Okay, yep, we head over.
I've got just like a slight hand on the shoulder, just like so if they move, just like if you move, I know. You're not slipping away again.
That's fine. You think you'd know, but you don't. That's okay. I won't. And carries on. And so you guys get now to the staff area where you see the Dottie. You remember the bugbear, but you were sitting at the very back end of the tent because you arrived a little bit later, and so and so it was kind of hard. You kind of had to peek between bodies because you're not tall. Even though the chairs were super steep, you still had to peer between bodies to be able to see the whole show. And so you never really clued in that the thing that the bugbear had on its head was basically a pumpkin. A jack-o'-lantern carved out, and he's looking through this jack-o'-lantern. He's got this great big pumpkin on his head, and just kind of keeping watch over the thicket that surrounds the staff area. You're back already. Hello, pink hair.
That's so rude.
I'm sorry.
I
Would
have
you
a
like-
name.
What's your name?
I'm Dottie Glittertrick.
Are you applying for a job?
I mean, if you're offering, I'm pretty skilled at the loot.
I don't know. You'd have to perform for Mr. Witch, I suppose.
We'll have to make
is that
that
why
happen.
you're back? And then this is when he finally clocks the Kenkus. Who's that?
This
A
is
friend.
a friend. That's a good way to put it. And we'd like to have an audience with Mr. Witch or Mr. Light about our friend.
Persuasion check.
Yay! Wait, do I do that?
I can. It's a +2.
Okay, can I?
It'd be Shimo this
assist?
time because he's the one who talks. It'd be,
Gotcha.
Oh,
it'd be
dag
Shimo,
nabbit.
and you could do, but you could do it with assistance because you do have some other people here, kind of
So, yeah,
gesturing wildly that this is a good thing.
Great.
Actual +4.
16.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
You want -1.
Okay, so
Okay.
16. All right, so yeah, and Burley says, "Well, it's not so much me that you'd have to convince. Might be Thaco. And well, let me see what I can do." And he just kind of steps through the. It's obvious that if you were to step through this thick of bushes without some help, it would not be comfortable. But he just goes through it without any hassle. And then a couple of moments later, he kind of pushes some bushes aside. "I need to introduce you to Thaco."
He's
and
the
he
clown,
looks
right?
not very pleased about it. Yeah. So
Certainly.
are you guys gonna step in?
Definitely. I'm gonna
Yeah.
step in with the Kenku in tow.
Okay. And so you step in, and the Kenku is still under the effects of a charm person spell for another. Like 50-ish minutes. So
Oh,
um,
jeez, yeah, that's a while.
Oh, so I did get
that's
my
a
charm
long time.
person off.
Yeah, you did. So
Okay,
that's why
sorry
he's
about
acting so friendly. Otherwise, you'd be chasing him down. So you get in there, and the very dour-looking clown that you guys met earlier on, Dottie, you actually see this for the first time. Very intricate carnival-like clothing, very and painted face on this stump of a human being, with a very dour-looking face painted on, has a pipe, and has butterfly wings on his back, but he doesn't look like he's happy about it. And he's just kind of sitting there. More than once in one night.
Yeah, what about it?
Mr. Witch doesn't take kindly to repeat visitors. Burley looks. Thaco, that's you. Thaco doesn't take kindly to repeat visitors.
Well, Mr. Witch and Light asked for our help, so we're helping.
Did they, though? Come with
You
me.
asking yourself?
That's precisely what I'm going to do. Any kind of gestures for you guys to go back towards the exact same wagon as you were at beforehand. Just knocks on the side of the wagon. Sir, that really horrible flute player's back.
Of course, by horrible, he's describing just how horrible it is to not be hearing me.
Thaco just kind of looks at you. No, you suck. And just
let him dream. Let him dream.
the wagon shifts a little bit, and out from the side of the wagon, you do see the very rounded, elvish-like face that's very gray-skinned, kind of lean out. What is thy bidding?
To us or to Thaco?
To you guys in particular. And Thaco's still there, very much as if he's a guard dog kind of look to him.
We have found this individual creating a ruckus about, specifically in the name of catching the attention of Mr. Witch and Light, possibly for dangerous or ne'er-do-wellis reasons, and I think it'd be best to nip that in the butt.
Indeed. Steps back in, kind of leans back in. You can hear a little bit of a rustling on the inside, and then steps back out of the wagon and pulls up a barrel and just kind of plunks himself on it. It's okay, Thaco. Don't be too far, though. That one's slippery. And he points to Kenku. What's your name? And then what is your game? And the Kenku says back very pleasantly, Kettle Steam. And we've met before. It was many moons ago. I was asking you about Zybilna, and you didn't tell me much. And you guys can, by the way, let me know what you want to do when you're hearing this interaction at any time. You can interrupt me. I'm not going to be upset by it. Mr. Witch then says, ugh. Zybilna, right. I remember this conversation. Mr. Light had it with you last time. Yes, the skinny one. Why do you sound like Candlefoot? Oh, right. That was one of the things I was trying to use to get your attention. I don't think it was as successful as I thought. Give it back. Then he looks over to you, Scrags.
Well,
Should I give
give
it
it back.
The voice.
I thought it was the doll that was doing the I can't talk thing.
Well, yeah,
Yes, you
but I
should
made
give
the
it
doll
back.
do it.
Of course, give it
Okay.
back.
Okay. Where's the doll?
I think. Does Shimo have it?
I
at this
definitely
point?
don't
I
have
gave
it.
it. I gave it to the hand.
Oh. God.
All right.
Well, I
thinks
thought I was doing something.
He has it, and he kind of like points outside of the tent. We'll make him give it back.
Roll persuasion check.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I didn't do that. You guys did that. I didn't do
No,
it.
we goofed up
Okay.
there. We definitely goofed up there.
Never give things away to NPCs.
God damn it.
What assurances do I have? Oh, go ahead, Dottie.
Sorry, I thought I could do something to help, and I can't. Never mind.
You could certainly try if you wanted to.
I was gonna see if the hand was close enough for me to message him, but I can't see them,
could
so
try.
it wouldn't work. Okay.
Oh, that's a good point. Good call. All right,
Why
yeah,
don't we
all of
just-
those lovely little tricks.
Why don't we just call them in now and retrieve the doll?
And Thaco says, "Can you, like, who are we talking about?"
The hand that escorted us here.
Did he leave?
Give me one moment. Burley. So the bugbear kind of trundles up. Who escorted them here? One of the booth owners. Go get him. And the bugbear kind of looms over the clown. Says, "Go get them. Would you please get them?" "Yes, I would," and turns around and walks out. A couple of seconds later, comes back with the hands. Actually, comes back with the doll. Doesn't even come back in with the Witchlight hands. "Didn't want to come in, needed to get back to the booth, but it gave me this." So the Kenku grabs it, takes the thorns, just that will do.
Excellent. So, is there
What about the
anything?
other voices?
Sorry, say again, Elred, real quick.
What about those other voices? Were those stolen or just copied?
The Kenku looks at you and says, and he repeats exactly what you just said. "Stolen or just copied?" Exactly the same kind of tone of voice that you used.
I just like talk really quick just to make sure I can still talk.
And you can.
That's not really
Okay.
nice to mimic people.
That's
And
eye on you.
okay. "I'm sorry, but I don't have a choice." Sounds like the goblin at the ticket booth.
Oh no!
There's
How many of
certainly
these
more.
voices did you take?
They're not
They
taken.
don't.
They're just copied. That's how he was able to sound like me.
That's how I was able to sound like him. And it's the I and the him sound like it's really forced.
Could you do me a favor? Could you take his ability to play the flute? I'll point over to Shimo. Go on, take it. It'll be fine.
This one sounds like Mr. Witch. It says, "Much to my chagrin, I cannot comply." And Mr. Witch says, well, that's cool. But I cannot help you with Zybilna. I'm sorry. You...
What is Zybilna?
All right. This is a quick storyline reminder for you. You are familiar with the name Zybilna already. The person who even sent you to this carnival in the first place, Madrick, the very old warlock, he was asking for your help because he hasn't been able to get in touch with Zybilna for a very long time.
Yeah.
And Zybilna,
Okay.
last time he was able to connect, there was this sense that this carnival would be able to get you to the Feywild, which is where he knew Zybilna
Yeah.
dwelt.
I'm
Okay.
going to chime in and say, well, what does this establishment have to do with Zybilna? We have it under good authority that you might know more than you're letting on.
And then this one sounds like a little child. Yeah, what he said, from the Kenku. Mr. Witch, we've had this conversation already today, and I don't suffer fools.
I think you'll find that this group here is certainly not fools. I cannot speak for the Kenku, but me and my friends do not have the wool pulled over our eyes as for this establishment.
And this is Scrags. At this point in time, you kind of feel a little Burley the bugbear has been kind of standing beside you behind the whole works, and just kind of gives you a nudge. Says, see his watch.
I'll take a look at his watch.
Roll perception check.
Okay. Perception. Ah, crap.
Ooh!
Oh!
Jeez. How many
Love
fuck
it.
was nat 20 perceptions?
No kidding.
That's
We
2 in
gotta
a
throw
row.
That nat 20 on there. That's pretty awesome there. Gotta love it. So you immediately see that he's got a pocket watch on a chain just kind of off of his lapel, and it's just kind of hanging there. Every once in a while he fumbles it, but it is there. It is quite visible. And this is when you recall that Burley suggested if you were to get the watch, he might be more willing to work with you.
Okay, but the thing is, I mean, they're... Okay. I don't want to steal it.
Mr. Witch looks to you and says, looks to you, Dottie, and says, you weren't with them before. Are you part of this madness?
No, I've come to the carnival for a different reason. I'm not part of this group. We just kind of ran into each other.
Kind of looks at the rest of you guys. Then, what are you here for?
Well, you see, the carnival came to my village a long time ago, and it was strange because, and she kind of looks towards the others because this is a lot of information. She says, well, I was given magic powers from a strange cloaked figure at the carnival, and I'm not sure how or why, so I'm here looking for answers.
Can you describe the cloaked figure? Starting to look a little concerned.
I honestly didn't get a good look at their face. It was just very strange.
I'm gonna get whoever would be kind of paying attention to your surroundings. Just roll a quick perception check for me too, please.
Oh, can I do that? I've definitely on
Sure.
edge.
Yeah, go for
Red
it.
does not trust a single thing about these
13.
guys.
You hear a rustling in Yeah. So Elred, you won't notice this, but Shimo, you do hear a tiny rustle, like a twig breaking in a tree nearby. You kind of bring your attention to it, but you can't really tell what it was.
I'm gonna say something.
Pardon me.
Just a moment, and I'm going to see if I can walk over and get a better look.
While he's doing that, can Scrag... Oh, good.
Go ahead, Scraggs.
I want to bring out my coin, and I don't think I've showed it before. This big, goldiest of gold coins. So it's almost as if it's too goldish, if you know what I mean. It's very gaudy coin, and I'm going to start playing with my coin, spinning it around on my fingers, throwing it up in the air, catching it, and then like throwing it off things and being able to like to ping pong off several different items and still come back into my hand.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, I'm slowly making my way over towards the watch.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to distract.
Okay. Mr. Witch will say, I'm afraid I don't know about such a cloaked figure. But I know this is the place for magic. And Burley kind of speaks up real quick. She says she can play the lute. And Mr. Witch. You mean
not like
he can play the flute?
Very.
I'd like to think I'm a little bit better trained.
It's good.
He leans back a little bit. Are you looking for a job then? Might help you find this cloaked figure if you're with us long enough.
I hadn't considered it before, but I would be willing to give it a try.
Well, show me what you can do.
Okay. Dottie's going to hesitantly get out her lute and start to play.
All right. I would like Scraggs to roll a stealth check and Dottie to roll a performance check.
Okay.
Stealth. Oh, because I've got heavy armor. That's right. Oh man.
That's right. They were both the same roll anyway.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and so as you're starting to get a little bit closer and closer to Mr. Witch, he's going to do a couple of say, as you're getting your loot out, as Dottie's getting your loot out, he's going to look to you and say, "No, sit over there. Make her an audience."
Saying to me.
Yeah, saying that to you. And so the Kenku kind of pats on the wooden block beside them, says, "You can sit with me."
How far am I away from the watch?
You're probably a good 5 feet away from it still. I mean, you could lunge at it if you wanted to and make it as an attack roll if you wanted to, but you're very visible at the moment.
Yeah, no. Fuck. If I hadn't spent that spell slot. All right. I will. Fudge. Okay, I will go over and sit down. He really didn't even buy my amazing coin play.
No.
No.
You get the sense that he's seen a lot of very interesting performances in the past. And so he was just clocking that you were there the entire time. Just that you don't get to get that close. Clever,
Okay,
but you don't get
I
to
have
get that
nothing.
close.
I don't have any choice.
Okay.
I can't. I'm gonna have to sit down.
Okay, so you sit down, and you sit down beside the Kenku. Dottie, do you want to just have a description of the kind of music you choose to play for Mr. Witch?
Yeah, so it's more of like a laid back, almost like folk tune. She's used to playing in like taverns around her hometown and things like that. Nothing too technical, but it's pleasant to the ear.
Fair enough. Quick question. You said, as part of your backstory, and we'll just kind of get this fleshed out just a little bit, you grew up with in a halfling community, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so in the realm of Olivos, the area of the world that you would have been from them then is called the Siobhan Glen.
Okay.
And it is, of course, spelled like any other proper Gaelic name. There you go. The Siobhan Glen.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Very nice.
Yeah. So you're playing some very lovely Siobhan Glen style folk music, and Mr. Witch kind of is just leaning back and enjoying. Scrags, while you're sitting there on the bench, the Kenku kind of leans over to you and says, and kind of whispers to your ear, "What were you trying to get?"
Well, I was trying to get the watch. I'll then show my coin to the Kenku and say, "You could say we're like brothers. We're after the same thing.
Okay.
I want to help her as
Easier
well."
if you don't have armor on. It's easier if you don't have armor on. My turn.
Yeah. Okay. And I will cast guidance on the Kenku.
Oh, there you go. Okay, chatters, if you wanted to, you could roll for the Kenku to see if they actually do any better than Scrags did with that wonderful 5 stealth. Okay,
Oh, boy.
yeah, this could be interesting.
I'm going to do something special. I am going to do something before. I am going to bump. He's got advantage.
Oh, all right. That means we need 2 rolls, Chad, if you wanted to. Okay, so let's see here. Will it play it for me? Ah, it's not using my command today. Oh, whatever. That's fine. I'll fix that later. So, we'll see if we get a roll in there. But in the meantime, this beautiful music is being played, and Mr. Witch is very definitely considering it. The moment that you finish your last chord, he does offer you a very polite clap. And the rest of you guys clap along too, theoretically. And he leans into Dottie and says, "A musician you can be if you can answer these questions 3. Do you have a home you call permanent?
No.
Night or day?
Night.
And the third question, I forgot what the third question was going to be. Hang on a second. Favorite insect?
Grasshopper.
I will confer with Mr. Light, and we'll see if you are right for the job.
Thank you for the audience.
Please do return at the end of the day, and we'll see if you have managed to get your way."
And she's gonna go.
Oh, I changed it, Dak. I changed it, Dak. It is now just simply like a roll with the space and then the 20. It's up on the screen. I had to change it so it would work better. theoretically. I mean, it's been sketchy today, so if this doesn't work, I guess we'll know. Okay, so let's see. Dak's about to roll for you guys.
Ooh.
Well, in the meantime, so you guys are now all gathering yourselves up. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh, interesting, but it's with advantage, so you get to roll for it again if you would like, Dak. And for the rest of you guys, you've now kind of gathered now. Mr. Witch is looking awfully tired, and he looks at his pocket watch and stands up and says, well, you guys have many opportunities to enjoy the carnival. Please go. Continue to enjoy your stay. The crowning of the Witchlight monarch is only 2 hours away.
Oh, I had walked towards the sound of the breaking branch or stick.
Yes, you had. Yes, you had. So, and I guess he'll take a peek at you. What are you doing over at this tree? Burley will have actually kind of moved over to this area with you as well.
I don't believe we're alone. I think I heard a rustle, a break, a something from this area.
All right. So, as you are, Burley will simply kind of go in that one there,
Yes, that one.
and he just walks into the thicket and starts kind of rustling around, and you can't really tell much of anything. You kind of get until you suddenly see his jack-o'-lantern helmet pop up above the thicket at the base of that tree, and just kind of like, all clear. Pops back down, goes walking back through the thicket. The rest of you, as you guys are kind of getting up from this, kind of taking Mr. Witch's cue that he's standing up and he's going back in, and Thako starts to kind of usher you guys back towards where you guys entered the staff area from. The Kenku very obviously makes themselves go directly to Mr. Witch and just runs right at him. It says, I'm serious. I really need to know what's going on with Zybilna. I really, really, really need to know what's going on. And just no. And Thako just tackles the Kenku. Just absolutely grapples him and grapples her, almost flattens her. And okay, I'm sorry. I'll go. I'm sorry. Thakos picks up the Kenku by the scruff, and the Kenku isn't much shorter than him, but Thako's got muscle apparently and is lifting the Kenku up right off its feet. And so he said, kind of chucks it at Elred, chucks the Kenku at Elred.
Catch, I get. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Out.
Yeah.
Burley looks back at the commotions. I think you should probably go to Shimo.
Thank you. I'll be on my way.
Are we out of earshot of Mr. Witch now?
I'm going to say in a couple of seconds you will, because Burley will have actually opened up the thicket wall for you guys again, and you will have been able to exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait until then.
Okay. And so you guys step out. One of the things you notice as you guys are stepping out is ridiculously obvious. The mime from the Hall of Illusions just runs right past you guys, past the big top.
I wouldn't think two things of it, but kind of assume that he's regained his abilities.
I mean, he's leaving his post, right? Is that?
That's the sense you would
mean,
get, is that he has now left his post.
I'll look in like the direction he's running. Do I see anything like that way?
Nothing specifically obvious.
I suppose a better like thing is like, does it look like he was running to something or from something?
Roll perception or insight check. Your call.
Fair enough. I'll do the one that I have proficiency in. Actually, that might be both, but yeah, either way.
Actually, this would have to be insight now that I'm thinking about it. Definitely has to be
okay.
insight.
I don't have perception or proficiency in that, but not bad.
Yeah. He doesn't look scared.
Okay. Should Should we follow him just in case?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we've freed him from a curse. He might be reporting as such.
No, but he ran
He doesn't.
past the. Yeah, he ran past us. Like he's not going into the staff area. He like shot straight past it.
Yeah.
Oh, past the staff area or into the staff area?
Past it.
Oh, okay. Well then, if you'd like to follow, we certainly can.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and follow. I will like set down the Kenku. I mean, I probably would have done that before we left. I guess. Just like
Oh, thank you.
Scrags will look at the Kenku and.
The Kenku will just kind of look to you and say,
Okay.
follow if you want. Just stay out of trouble. And then he's gonna go running after the Witchlight hand, or the mime. I mean.
"Okay. Is there anybody else going with him? Are we splitting a party?"
I'm gonna jog along.
Okay.
I'm gonna go behind with the Kenku.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk behind as well.
Okay. You won't be able to walk. If you want to keep up with this fella, you're gonna have to, like, go, because he is running. And so as you're running, you're now going to... Dottie, you've actually walked this path before, but nobody else in this group has yet. You're walking past a whole bunch more carnival booths with some of the more interesting games. You see another copy of the Almirage ring toss until you get to the Gondola Swans. And now, by the time you get to the Gondola Swans, that's where you lose sight of the mime. But you do see the effects of what he's doing, and he's actually pushing through a crowd. And you could roll a perception check if you wanted to see a little bit more detail about what's going on there.
Yeah, could I do so?
Yep, go for it.
I'll do
14.
Nope.
Ooh,
Oh, there
hey.
you go. Yeah. So, Dottie, you're not really even sure what you're supposed to be listening for, apparently. However, let's see here. Where are we? There we go. Okay. As you get closer here, you get to the gondola swans are to the right, but out the end of a dock here is a very large clamshell that has like it's massive, and it's got a very large, looks like a fish bowl, except it's not a fish. It's a mermaid inside this bowl. So Elred, you can see this. Shimo, you can see this. Dottie, you're still just too busy trying to pay attention to where things happen in the crowd. But you suddenly hear the name or a voice shout out, and it's actually a very nice voice for that matter too. Halasha! And a couple moments later, you guys finally catch up, and you could see the mime just kind of at the end of the pier, just kind of on his knees, on one knee. I am so sorry. I had no voice, and I could not say what I've been meaning to say to you for these long years. Palasha, I love you. And I just... And Palasha, who is this, obviously the mermaid, has now got her full focus on this mime. And the mime is no longer miming, like totally talking straight out. I just don't want to wait a second longer. And he pulls out this pearl ring and holds it up. Marry me, Palasha. Make me the happiest silent person in the world. And immediately she kind of does a flip up out of the fish bowl. And out of the fish bowl, her voice doesn't sound all that great, but inside the fish bowl, she's, why, yes, Yes, Candlefoot, I'm yours, and starts singing this most beautiful melody. Meanwhile, the mime just dives right into the water and swims out to the
Oh.
fishbowl to sing along with her.
People are planning on proposing tonight. You're just gonna like side comments. This is the
Love is in
second,
the moon.
like, proposal that we've saved.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Just an odd trend.
It's true. Meanwhile, while all of this stuff is happening, the Kenku kind of sidles up beside Scrags and says, "Told you don't need armor," and just kind of shows you this little feather coat they've got on, and the Witchlight hand, or the Mr. Witch's watch is in their possession.
I give you back your coin. You know what I'm trying to do. Will you give me the watch, and I'll make sure that we find out what's after happening to her.
Please. My pact with her means that I can't go. So, if you are able to go, do you have a pact with her?
Well, I've showed him the coin, so I showed her the coin, so she would know that yes, I am a disciple.
You're a disciple, but does that mean that you have some sort of an agreement, or are you just already following?
I am a disciple. I'm one of her priests. And I have a pact with them. I promised an old geezer that I'll figure out what's going on. He hasn't talked to her in a long time, and he'd be a senior member of the church.
Hang on. Does that mean that you've talked to her recently?
No, I haven't talked to her in a long time. She used to always talk to me, but I kind of annoyed her a lot. And now she won't. Well, I thought she was angry with me, but apparently she's not talking to anyone.
No, she's not. Hang on. Geezer?
No, fella, bloke. The scaly one over there brought him back to life with like his coin. I've never seen anything like it. It's incredible.
And to be clear, the way that this Kenku is speaking to you, the Kenku is speaking to you with your voice the entire time.
Okay.
Until this point, when he says, I am Magic. And it sounds exactly like the old geezer Magic.
Okay.
I am Magic.
I thought I was going to say it sounds like Shimo. Hi, I'm Shimo. I don't. Okay.
So,
do you know him? Yeah.
Yes. And he's looking like it's really struggling. Then he remembers, or then she remembers and kind of switches over to Mr. Light's voice. We don't work together anymore.
Oh. Well, regardless of your feelings towards him, he may have something because she's not talking to anyone. And we need to find out why. I mean...
Well... If you can get in, then...
But get in where?
Mr. Witch's voice. Prismere.
Right. And which direction is Prismia? Yeah, he starts pointing. Do you mean like... Don't tell me you mean like the Feywild? Oh no. I don't want to go in there. No, not again.
But that's, and this is the Displacer Beast's voice. That's where she is.
Right.
Did we learn the name of the place that we entered before as
No.
Prismere?
Oh, did
Yeah,
we
you
learn
did.
this prisoner?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Scraggs may not have, but Shimo certainly did.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. Yeah. Right. Well, I'll find a way to calm the other 3 people, and if we find the toaster, I'll calm that too, to help us. But we're gonna need that watch. Can I have it?
Oh, certainly, and just gives it to you.
I'll take the watch and I'll.
And it's at about this point in time that you're starting to realize you might not have had much time left to ask that question.
Ah,
You feel like the charm friends thing or charm person thing might not be lasting much longer.
oh no! Oh no! I like him as my friend. Her as my friend. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I will bid adieu to the Kenku and start chasing after.
What should I do?
Keep a low
That was a
profile.
lady's voice.
Keep a low profile. We'll come back, and hopefully, I won't have to charm you again. Okay?
You charmed me.
Well, you're gonna know that I charmed you. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to. It was for her sake. I gave you back your coin. We should be copacetic, right? We should be fine. See ya. I'll just
Okay,
run
I
off
guess.
this bitch.
So by this point in time, after the length of this conversation, you guys have all... Is there any conversation that the other 3 of you guys would have had while observing this wonderful marriage proposal?
So I probably would have given Dottie a rundown on like the whole Kenku situation before she got there. Like, saw this person, was kind of messing around with some stuff in the woods. We found them. They bore a child, and then they weren't. You know, all that stuff, and kind of why we were suspicious of them. I like, and I promise this is not related to like what you. I was just thinking of this.
And Dottie...
Don't.
oh, sorry, carry on.
If you ask for
I think
money,
I lost you there. Oh, okay.
he's probably trying to. It's probably a scam.
So
Yeah, I
Dottie,
know.
that's when you're starting to get a couple of things put together here. There, you've kind of felt some weird kinship to the Kenku from the start, but you've also started to notice a bit of a kinship slightly, although slightly standoffishly, with Scraggs. These other 2 are just kind of along for the ride.
Interesting. Okay. So, how did you guys all find each other?
Well, we were all in Roru, and a cart went off the rails, and most of us tried to stop it and help.
Oh, and we also went to a cave together and fought quite a few unpleasant individuals.
That's interesting.
Goblins, mostly.
Yeah, I came to the carnival on my own. Do you mind if I hang out with you guys until I figure
Well,
my
you're-
stuff out?
You're almost as good an instrumentalist as myself. I'd be happy to have you along.
Almost. I call bullshit on that.
Years and years of
If
experience.
you distract him, I think I can break the flute.
Okay. And I message back. I'm in.
That's the new quest.
All right. So it's at about this point in time that Scraggs rejoins you slightly hurriedly with no Kenku beside them.
Where's the bird?
Uh,
Kenku? I shouldn't say bird.
right, about that. I don't think we should talk to the Kenku anymore until I've had a long rest. Okay?
What
I
did
might
you
have
do?
charmed him. I might have charmed him, and he's a little bit angry, probably.
That
Or
explains
she,
a lot.
it, whatever, I don't know. But I do have some good news. Doesn't anyone want to hear my good news?
I look anticipating as I look at you.
Good man, Shimo. You have just won a big prize.
Ooh, a prize.
Yes.
Ooh, interesting.
Apparently.
Can you roll a general persuasion check then, please, Grace?
Oh, fudge.
We're good friends, so it's okay. I believe in you. 11.
Okay.
You have won a
The way
really
you
big
presented that-
prize.
The way you presented that might have actually had an impact on the Calliope. That's why I had to ask. So go ahead. Sorry, carry on.
You might have won a really big prize. You have just won yourself an adventure.
Oh. I'm definitely gonna pull out my flute and go do 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 do.
And it actually ends up sounding like.
Yeah. And the big guy over here, big guy, you have won an even better prize.
Spit it out.
You have won an adventure with him. No, yes, no. But he promises not to play the flute.
What's your game? What?
Ah, I'm just look, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light came out. They said you won an adventure. Fantastic. And you, Pinky, come over here.
Again, I have a name. It's Dottie.
Pinky, Dottie, it doesn't really matter to me. You have won the biggest prize.
Oh God, what is it?
An adventure
I'm
with
sensing
him
a trend.
and him and no flute.
Okay.
Did he?
Care to
Sorry,
elaborate?
I just want to. Sorry, did he say Mr. Witch and Mr. Light said this? Or did I mishear that?
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter.
I
We have to get out of here very quickly. I may have got a hold of something.
Ooh, what is it?
And I will show the watch. We may be in a lot of trouble.
Is that the watch the bugbear was looking for?
Yes.
You stole
I
his
think-
watch?
Shh. Stole is such a negative word.
You don't steal from
Acquired.
people who ask what your
I
favorite insect
acquired.
is. That's just creepy.
I acquired.
So now
you-
Shimo and Scrags and Elred, just as a quick point of fact here, Dottie doesn't realize the plan that you made with Burley, right? Where the plan was that if you were to find some sort of leverage over Mr. Witch or Mr. Light, you might be able to get more out of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I was definitely going to say to Dottie, oh, it's greater good. There's some mishaps going on, and this watch is the key to helping people.
Yeah. We can find out what's
So-
going on. Someone almost died.
What's Mr. Witch's deal anyway? He seems... I don't know.
Don't trust him. He's...
They're hiding something.
Yeah.
We found a area inside of... I'm going to whisper this to Dottie. We found an area inside of the Hall of Illusions that is more than just suspicious. It's dangerous. it's being hidden from everyone, but it's also too accessible. We believe it has more to do with Mr. Witch and Light that they're letting on. And
There are aspects of the carnival that they don't seem to have a hand in.
And
But they
apparently,
won't
there,
Dottie,
really
can you roll a
say how much of a
perception
hand they
check, please?
do have.
and apparently there's some woman going around in mirrors trying to kill people.
That too. Definitely punch your ticket before you go into an event.
Uh-huh.
we may not have to punch a ticket at the Hall of Illusions. It seems the doorman is not there. If we hurry, we might be able to get back.
The doorman isn't what I'm worried about.
Creepy lady.
I
So
think
let me get
the
this straight. We're at a
wait,
carnival
shh.
where there's a bunch of shady stuff going on.
Can I take out? Oh, do I have? Or does Brad have it? Oh, right.
Sums it up.
I wanted to hear what the music sounds like, the Calliope music.
You had it.
Okay, so I will listen to the Calliope music. Does it sound happy and joyful?
Roll a perception check.
Oh no.
Gosh dang it. I'm so mad
Natural
because you
20.
said you had it. And I was just like, oh, okay, so we don't have it anymore because you has it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very happy right now.
Oh no.
It actually has
we
a
have the
very
map.
Yeah, the person who would. Here's the funny thing, Shimo. Aside from your own flute playing, you are actually fairly skilled with music. And so you are able to identify a variety of different features of music, despite the fact that whenever you play, you hear something completely different than what your flute actually produces. So you could hear that the Calliope is playing in a very dark minor tone. As a matter of
That's
fact, this is
not
the music
good.
that's playing right now.
He's just tone deaf. It's like in Britain's Got Talent or whatever when they go on and they say that they can sing.
I'm tone
oh.
selective.
Tone selective, alright.
Yes,
Um,
selecting all the wrong tones.
There's a lot of minor keys and a very dark tone. If this is linked to more than we're thinking the Calliope is, possibly we've angered someone.
At that point in
So-
time, one of the people from the booth kind of shouts out, one of the booths nearby you kind of shouts out, "Hey, you! Why don't you roll a ring? Come on over. I've got shit you could do."
Sure,
Wait.
I'll...
yeah.
Dak.
to get him off our back. Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry, you were breaking up there. I was just going to say to Elrid, I think we might want to lay a little bit low. We're holding some hot property.
That's...
Do we
That's
want to visit
why I
other
want us
places?
He kind of looks over at Shio. That's why I want to pretend we're like we don't want to act like anything is different. And he kind of walks over to the ring toss.
I'm going to
Yeah.
whisper to Scraggs, I think we should immediately go to the bugbear.
And yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
Dottie, you notice a humanoid shape along the side of the booth that Elred is approaching. And just as quickly as you notice it, it seems to disappear.
No, no.
Do I get a sense of like what they're dressed like or anything like that?
Oh, you'd have to roll perception to check to see if you could pick that up in the very short amount of time that you had available to it.
Okay, I will try.
Oh, that's not bad.
16.
It was strange but it didn't have a regularly shaped head. You didn't really notice what it was wearing because it was all shadow, but the shape of the shadow was what was odd. It had this crescent moon side shaped head. And it had a regular head, but it had this extra crescent moon thing around it. And just like that, it was gone.
Huh. Can I run over to the area where it was just
Sure.
seen?
Yeah, you get over there. You take a peek between the booths to see if you can figure out what the shadow was. You even go beside the booths and hey, out front where we can see ya. And don't see
Sorry.
anything.
And then I just
Whatever it was,
kind
it's
of
gone.
back away.
So
I'm
what do I do for the
definitely-
ring toss?
Well, while
Go ahead, Shimo. Yeah.
oh, I was going to say while Elred's at the ring toss, I'm going to say to Skaggs, I vote we dip. They're pulling a lot of attention.
Okay.
Okay.
Elred, what are you doing at the ring toss?
I mean, the ring toss. I mean, like I'm just doing the thing, like
Okay. So
trying to.
so you kind of
blend in, I
get to this
guess.
booth and you see a whole bunch of they look like rabbits with unicorn horns, and they're all little statues that have kind of been set up on the back wall. And it's just actually just do one quick little check on something here for you. Yeah. One ticket punch, and you will get a number of rings that you can see if you can get on the El Mirage. And then if you can, then you get yourself something.
Mm,
Ticket?
yeah, I mean, punch the ticket.
All right, and he hands over a bunch of rings to you. Why don't you... You get 3 rings, and so you get 3 chances at this. I'm going to get you to roll for me a dexterity check. You can... No, let's just make a straight dexterity.
Love those.
Oh, right off the
Oh,
top,
no.
the first ring goes on.
Ooh, all right.
You manage to kind of pick up some of the yellow mirages, and you take the ring and you just flip and just zzz around the unicorn horn. Oh, a
Oof.
shark, are we? The next 2 you throw just kind of bounce off a unicorn horn or off of an El Mirage horn. The other one actually just hits the back wall. You just like got frustrated from the second one, just like yeeted it, and it hit the back wall instead.
It was Yote.
He says, well, I'm sorry, but you needed 2, and you only got 1. You're certainly welcome to try for another ticket punch.
Not exactly my forte. You get, I feel like this would be long enough for like Shimo and Scrags to kind of slip away.
Split
back at
the
If
they wanted to,
party.
yeah.
Split the party.
Were they? That's up to. I know Shimo
Or,
wanted
yeah,
to.
Dottie is still with you for sure, because Dottie was checking out the strange shape. Elred and Shimo, are you guys actually leaving them?
Yeah.
The Shimo and Scrags?
Oh, sorry, Shimo and Scrags, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a
Okay.
giant shiny dragonborn is going to be stealthy enough for hiding.
In metal armor, like he isn't like.
Yeah.
Despite the leather above it, he is wearing plate. I'm pretty sure.
I'll do the ring toss
Only
to give
two,
them
yeah.
more time to
Okay.
get away.
So, go ahead and so you're gonna do it too. There's a stool. Just kind of pulls up a crate, lifts it over the countertop, and just lets it. And just here, go ahead and put this down. That way, you can at least get tall enough to do this.
Huh.
It was
she
nice and
kind
light.
of scoffs at the guy.
Ticket, please. Chunk.
She holds it up.
And he chunks it and gives you 3 rings. Same story. 2 win.
All right, let me give it a try.
Roll your dexterity checks. All right. Well, this one just kind of hits the tip of the unicorn horn. You're certain it was going to land, but it just kind of does this and flips over top of the unicorn horn instead. Just needed like an extra millimeter or two up. This one, get completely got both of your next shots just completely wild and off the back wall.
Well, I guess I'm too short to reach the unicorn.
Well, you're certainly welcome to come on back and try again if you would like.
Oh, that's
do you-
okay.
Know where they went? He kind of like looks around.
Elred and Dottie, I'm going to get you to roll for me a perception check.
Okay. 13.
Okay. And Elred?
And 14.
All right, so the two of you guys do both see this then. You're pretty certain that into the side of one of as you're kind of looking towards where you think Scraggs and Shima may have gone, there's another booth of games further down the path, and you're pretty certain you see a young lady or a young girl walking into the back of one of the booths wearing a mask, a pig mask on it.
Immediately going after it. Immediately.
And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Mm.
Yay.
Good session. That's
There you go, guys.
interesting.
There was a lot in
Oh,
that one,
man.
guys.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
smite the fuck out of this little girl. Happen.
I
Going
got no
down.
spell slots
Alright.
left.
I got
I'm
one.
out.
Yeah, that's going to be what's interesting next, right?
I got one, but I ain't casting any more spells.
I have all of my spell slots left, and here's the secret, Scraggs. They're all healing spells.
You have spell slots?
I'm a monk druid.
Oh, I forgot you multi-classed into druid. Oh my
That's
gosh,
right.
I completely forgot about that.
I mean, if we
That's
can
right.
get
I
a
actually
short
think I got your
rest, I
classes
can
wrong,
get
that's
I can get a spell slot back.
Well,
As a redacted, I can get a spell slot back.
That
I'm curious about how that works, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Guys, we're going to sign off on the stream. You guys,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in.